I get to show off. I was at the signing, and someone drew this.
Oh my God!
And had made this for me.
That's
How cool is
wild.
that? Yes. Now I need to get her a job drawing at Marvel. She didn't ask for that. She just wanted to give me the comic. So that just made me smile. Anyway, hi. How are you? What's going on? How are things at All Things Geek?
Great.
Good.
Fantastic that you're here.
So what can I do besides not answer your question?
It was recently announced that the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the Patriot. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of adapting that character?
I think one of the things that Marvel does very well is that we have this incredibly rich catalog, and there are characters that pop out for us that, in some cases we need to share with some of the other divisions, and in some cases they're all ours, and so we take a look at each character, and I think Jeph Loeb said it best. He's one of our showrunners, along with Jed Whedon and Marissa Tancherone, and what Jeph always says is there's no point in taking any character unless they generate story. And when we first started talking about Director Mace and where he's headed and the story that will come out of it, and whatever ties there may or may not be to the Patriot, it is something that hopefully you'll stick around and watch and enjoy.
Now, Ghost Rider has been like a real driving point of this season, but he's a guest star. He's been continually listed as a guest star in the description. Is there any chance we could get a spin-off Ghost Rider show?
I'll give you the number of the people at ABC that make those decisions. Look, obviously, whenever we set out with any of our characters, we hope that they pop, we hope they connect with the audience. I think in this particular case, a combination of three things: of really good writing on the part of our staff, a young actor who is both committed to the role and also, is not just a visual effect. He is in the role of Robbie Reyes, is really connecting with the audience in a very special way. And the third thing is, the fact that this is one of those iconic characters that we really hope that can grow. Now, whether or not he spins out or takes off or sticks around, that would fall firmly under the category of you have to wait and see.
Any chance of crossover with the Netflix shows, especially with Luke Cage being such a public hero? I would imagine that kind of draws S.H.I.E.L.D's attention a little bit.
Look, I get in trouble every single time I say this, which is, hashtag it's all connected. But trust me when I say hashtag it's all connected. And that's about all I can say on it at this time. One of the things that's a challenge, and it's unlike the movie studio, because the movie studio is making all of the movies for one place, and that's the theaters. Now, the theater owners don't get to say, well, we don't want Spider-Man to be in Captain America. In that particular case, Sony and Marvel had to work that out so that could happen. But in the case of what we do is we have networks to consider, and so that's a conversation that ABC and Netflix and now we have shows at Hulu and Freeform and FX, and so it just becomes a question of once it starts, what have we unleashed, but it's certainly a topic of conversation.
Introducing a magical character like Robbie Reyes, like the Ghost Rider, into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., is that something that, like you were saying, is connected? Is that have anything to do with like Doctor Strange and his kind of having that?
The best way that I can answer it is that strange things are to come.
That's a good one.
But by the same token, I think the reason why it worked for us was that if you go back to the pilot, when they stated what their mission was, and what S.H.I.E.L.D. always has been, is an organization which looks out for the weird, the unusual, the dangerous, and determines whether or not those things are somehow have to be dealt with. And I think when you look at Ghost Rider, it checks all three boxes. And so we didn't approach it as much as now we're going to bring magic, or as we refer to it as the supernatural, into this world. And also, you know, Thor did a lot of the heavy lifting for us, because in the Thor movie they stated very quickly that magic is just science we don't understand. And so I think as the season progresses on a show which is so scientifically based, I think you'll start to realize that what's going on here is may not just be all bibbidi bobbidi boo.
How has the show's later time slot affected the way in which you approach like storylines, the way in which you approach just the creation of it?
Well, the place we always begin is what's the best story. We don't approach it as what's the best story for 10 o'clock. And there were some elements in terms of both emotion and where we wanted to take our characters that certainly played better in the 10 o'clock slot, and so that's the direction that we went into. You know, what's I think a testament to the flexibility of the show and how tenacious our audience is, and we're incredibly grateful for that, is, you know, this is a show that was on at 8 o'clock, this is a show that's been on at 9 o'clock, and now it's showing it's on 10 o'clock. And that audience has stayed with it, and that audience is telling us, we're still cool, you're still doing the right thing. Because they'll be the first ones that'll say to us, yeah, we're done. And so far, knock whatever this is, it's been going okay. So we're very pleased.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.